Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Tonight on Coyote News, a history of SGA elections.
And how the Student Counseling Center is keeping up with their demand. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Good evening, I'm Sydney Funderman.
And I'm Philip Larson. We'll get to those stories and more, but first. Just minutes ago, the voting to select USD's next student body president and vice president closed. This year, Caleb Weiland and Reagan Kohlberg were the only team on the ballot in a yes-no vote. Having one team in the running is nothing new in the history of SGA presidential elections. Last year, President Allie Feiner and VP Katie Brust were elected for the 2021-22 term after no other teams declared their candidacy. Before 2021, there were a series of multi-candidate elections along with debates. The last debate was held just before the first COVID-19 lockdown of 2020 between current Vice President Brust, former President Abuk Jeel, and candidate Carissa Acapinto. In 2019, there was a three-team debate prior to the election of President Carson Zubke and VP Hannah Booth. In 2018, a two-team debate prior to electing President Josh Sorbet and VP Marcus Ireland. The earliest debate viewable on YouTube is from 2016, featuring former President Nathaniel Steinlicht. But there have been various debates held throughout the history of SGA elections. This year's election results are expected to be announced quickly, but in previous years, the IT department has occasionally experienced issues and votes were not finalized for a few days.
Anti-critical race theory legislation is now going to the governor's desk. The 97th legislature of the state of South Dakota is passing House Bill 1012, which is supposed to protect students and employees at institutions of higher education from divisive concepts. House Bill 1012 outlines divisive concepts institutions aren't allowed to promote through orientations, trainings, or professional development opportunities. These include labeling certain groups or people as inherently racist or sexist and making students feel uncomfortable based on their race, color, religion, sex, ethnicity, or national origin. Two amendments were proposed on the Senate floor, both of which were defeated. One tried to add in language from HB 1337, which failed in committee and was a companion bill for K-12 schools. The other attempted to hoghouse the bill and say that racism could not be promoted or taught in higher learning institutions. Proponents of HB 1012 say it strengthens free speech on college campuses. Opponents say it restricts the free speech of professors discussing their classes with new students.
The Cookhouse, USD's counseling center, is a resource for students who may be in need of mental health or substance use counseling. This semester, their appointments have filled up faster than in the past, but there are availabilities through the creation of a wait list to ensure students' needs are met while at capacity. With an average of 800 students per year spread across 8 counselors, things fill up fast. Coyote Cookhouse Director Deborah Robertson says that the wait list should not deter students from seeking assistance.
So Monday through Friday from 1 to 4, we have what we call same-day appointments. So any student has quick access to be able to talk to someone in the moment. And then if they need a follow-up appointment, we'll help them make sure that they get connected either with someone here or at another agency. We're trying to really normalize the idea of coming to counseling on our campus, and I think that's part of why our numbers have gone up a lot too, is we've been able to manage the wait list in the sense of getting students in quicker than we have in the past as well. I just don't want students to feel deterred from seeking out support because they don't think we have time for them, because we do make time for them, and we just want them to know that those appointments are accessible as well.
Same-day appointments are available to students who are not currently seen at the Cookhouse. To sign up for this or for the online counseling service TAO, visit their website on the MyU portal.
Coyote Village and McFadden are highly sought-after residence halls on campus because they offer apartment-style living. Assistant Housing Director Cody Burgraff says the spaces allow for more independence as opposed to the traditional communal style in dorms like North Complex and Burgess Norton. While housing applications have closed for the 2022-23 school year, housing is recommending students get a roommate group together early and check how many credit hours they have prior to application season. Residence hall assignment time slots are decided by how many credit hours students have, so students with more credits will get to choose their dorm sooner. Students can reach out to the housing office in Commons 100 with questions or concerns about their housing application or apply for an exemption.
Coming up on Coyote News, the Union of African American Students hosts its third Ruby Ball.
Plus, a look into what digital accessibility means at USD. Stay with us.
The Student Government Association is a great way for students to actually impact on what happens to campus and make a meaningful change through legislation and SGA.
This is Coyote News.
On Saturday, the Union of African American Students hosted their third annual Ruby Ball. This is a prom-inspired event that's hosted to raise money for Dakotathon.
The Ruby Ball essentially was created to kind of give students or people who unfortunately weren't able to experience prom or dance or aren't part of the amazing organizations around campus, such as Greeks, sorority and fraternity that normally have galas and stuff. This kind of give the students another chance of a formal dress-up excuse day, if you will.
This event's the group's biggest event of the year. UAAS plans on hosting another Ruby Ball next year.
While COVID-19 cases on campus have remained stagnant, that could change with next week's spring break. Coyote News' Kate Cromer is live in the muck to find out how students can keep the curve flat while on vacation. Kate?
Thanks, Phil. I'm here live in the muck with the director of the COVID-19 task force, Kevin O'Kelly. Now, a lot of students are really excited because they finally get to travel for spring break again, but do you have any recommendations to precautions students should take before they travel?
Well, yes, I do. Thank you for asking. We now have a generous supply of free COVID test kits at the muck, and we encourage students to come and pick up a test and test themselves before they go visit their family or any strangers they want to keep safe. We know that the curve is flat now, and unless there's a new variant, we're feeling pretty comfortable about the future. But nonetheless, the kits are here. They've been paid for by your tax dollars. You might as well test yourself.
So to get those tests, students just have to come to the muck?
That's right. They're in the muck at the info desk and also by our little testing station. If you don't know how to test yourself using these kits, come by and we'll show you. We're there Monday through Friday from 10 to 2.
And are there any precautions that you recommend students take as they return to campus from their spring break travels?
Well, again, people should use the same precautions they would use for any other illness. If you're sick, if you're symptomatic, stay home, wear a mask, do the right things that you can to keep other people sick. Even if you have a cold, you want to protect other people. The same kind of guidelines apply to COVID-19.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here, Kevin.
You're very welcome.
Free COVID-19 testing is still available to students in the Muck Hoy room from 10 to 2. Live for Coyote News, I'm Kate Cromer.
Thanks, Kate. Spring break begins on Monday at 5 and ends on Monday, March 21st.
In light of the events happening in Ukraine, Coyotes came together to show their support. Last Thursday, students, faculty, and staff gathered at the Legacy statue. Heart stickers with the Ukrainian flag were passed around, along with information on how to show support. Ukrainian international student Oleksandra Lukina and postdoc Ruslan Podvianik laid the Ukraine flag on the Legacy statue. They stood together holding the flag of their country. Everyone was encouraged to stay as long as they wanted. On Monday, the Vermilion City Council declared a proclamation supporting the people of Ukraine. The downtown Main Street tree accent lights will be blue and yellow until March 14th.
Currently, USD offers over 50 online programs. Coyote News' Kate Cromer shares how one organization is making sure digital learning is accessible for everyone.
Located inside the Center for Teaching and Learning, USD's Digital Accessibility Committee has been working hard to ensure digital spaces on campus meet ADA compliance standards. The South Dakota Board of Regents changed ADA compliance for online courses from recommended to required in 2018. Angela Jackson, coordinator of digital accessibility, says that her work began even before this requirement was made.
We started seeing the students starting to voice their opinion about how they'd like their online classes to be more accessible, especially from individuals with disabilities. They wanted to be able to see an improvement in that area, and we were seeing that already. And that had been made clear to us. We need to do a better job.
The Digital Accessibility Committee implemented Blackboard Ally, a resource that offers alternate text formatting for students. The software also offers tools to faculty so course content can be used with text-to-speech software and other ADA resources. Reporting for Coyote News, I'm Kate Cromer.
The Digital Accessibility Committee is currently working on providing 99% accurate closed captioning on recorded lectures.
Next up on Coyote Sports, a recap of the Summit League basketball tournaments.
In the United States, approximately 6.3 million animals enter shelters every year. Of those, only 3.2 million will be adopted, and over 920,000 will be euthanized. Help put a stop to animal homelessness, save a life, and rescue your next best friend.
This is Coyote News.
This is Coyote Sports. I'm Michael Stake.
And I'm Hannah Gokenauer. The Coyotes had a huge weekend at the Summit League tournament, and we have the details.
The women's basketball team won 3 straight games in the Summit League tournament to claim their 3rd straight conference title and a ticket to the NCAA tournament. On Saturday, South Dakota played the 7th-seeded Western Illinois Leathernecks. South Dakota was led by freshman Grace Larkins, who scored a career-high 23 points off the bench en route to a 75-49 victory. In the second round, the Coyotes faced off against the Kansas City Roos. USD shot the ball efficiently in the first quarter, scoring 75% from the field, giving them a 5-point advantage heading into the second quarter. Seniors Chloe Lamb, Hannah Shervin, and Liv Korngable scored a combined 67 points, fueling a 81-67 win. Championship Tuesday saw both South Dakota schools hit the court with over 8,000 fans, either wearing red or blue and cheering on their team. The Summit League's top scoring offense, South Dakota State, was held to 45 points by the Coyotes defense, led by Hannah Shervin, who had 4 blocks and 2 steals in the 56-45 victory over their in-state rival. Chloe Lamb and Hannah Shervin were named to the all-tournament team, with Lamb crowned the tournament MVP. The Coyotes will wait to hear their name called on Selection Sunday to see who they'll be playing in the first round of the NCAA tournament on March 18th or 19th. Coyote News' Landon DeBoer is live in the muck with the Summit League's Defensive Player of the Year. Landon?
Thanks, Michael. I'm here with the now 3-time Summit League tournament champion, Hannah Shervin. Congratulations, Hannah. How were you and the team able to hold the highest scoring offense to only 45 points in the championship game?
Yeah, defense is our focus, and it's something that Coach P really drills into us, and we spent the night before the game simply focusing on that, our defense and our own game, and I think that's what carried us.
And the second half was a little more fast-paced, and there was a little more offense. What kind of messaging changed that into the second half there?
I think when we got into the locker room before Coach P came in, we were just talking, that we believe in each other and anyone can shoot the ball. It doesn't have to be Liv, Chloe, or I. And we saw that. I mean, Grace Larkins put up some good points for us and Macy Ebert throughout the tournament, so it was fun to see that.
And this is your last tournament run. What will you miss most about USD, the team overall?
Honestly, I know everyone says it, but just the environment that we have here is so rare to have a smaller school have such a big feel for our sports and just the support we have.
And with a lot of the seniors and other players coming back this year, how do you think that experience will help you in this year's NCAA tournament as there were players in last year's NCAA tournament?
Yeah, last year, I mean, we played a great season, but we were very young. And now even just having those young girls have another year under their belt, I'm excited to see what we can do.
Well, thank you for being here. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
The Coyote women will know where they play and who they play on Selection Sunday. Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Landon DeBoer.
Thanks, Landon. Again, the Coyotes will learn where their first game of the NCAA tournament is Sunday night, beginning at 7.
The South Dakota Coyote men's basketball team fell short, losing in the Summit League semifinals of the Summit League tournament in Sioux Falls. On Sunday, the Coyotes faced off against Kansas City in the 4-5 matchup. The first half was back and forth, but a run halfway through set up a 5-point Coyote lead at halftime. The Roos got within one multiple times in the second half, but the Coyotes kept the lead for the last 21 minutes of play, winning the game 74-61. On Monday, over 10,000 people filed into the Denny Sanford Premier Center to watch the state rivals SDSU and USD duel it out, with the winner advancing to the Summit League Championship. The Coyotes were down by one 5 minutes into the game when the Jackrabbits went on a run, ending the half up by 25. USD tried to make a comeback but trailed by no less than 19 points in the game, losing 83-60. The Coyotes ended their time at the Summit League tournament with a loss, but the season may not be over yet. They received invites to play in the CBI and CIT tournaments.
The U.S. Indoor Track and Field in Spokane, Washington, saw 4 Coyote alumni compete. Chris Nielsen won his second consecutive U.S. championship. His performance moves him to 5th on the all-time indoor record. Laura Bowman finished 3rd on the podium in the women's weight throw, while Zach Anderson and Emily Groove both finished 6th in the men's and women's pole vault, respectively. Chris Nielsen will be back in action March 18th through the 20th at the World Indoor Track and Field Championship in Serbia.
The Coyotes tennis team swept their weekend on the road, defeating Northern Illinois 4-3 on Friday in DeKalb, and they got their first conference win with a 7-0 victory over Western Illinois in Macomb on Saturday. Yana Lazarevic, Biahav Lakova, and Anna Maria Bukina all went 2-0 in the singles play over the weekend. USD went undefeated in doubles play over the 2 days. The Coyotes have their first home opener on Friday against the Denver Pioneers at 1 and will play Kansas City on Saturday at 10. The matches will be held in the Huther Family Match Point Center in Sioux Falls because of expected cold temperatures in Vermilion.
That's it for your Coyote Sports.
Coming up, we hear where students want to go for their spring breaks.
My favorite thing about the International Club is the different events they hold within the school year. My particular favorite is definitely Festival of Nations.
Hey, Charlie. Except for you. Wait,
This is Coyote News.
Spring break is upon us.
That's right, Phil. In this week's Out and About, we asked students where their dream spring break trip would be to.
Here's what they had to say.
To be anywhere but here, specifically on a beach with like a very strong drink in one hand, and then maybe like, oh, I can't say that.
I don't know, probably like Mexico or something.
Going to the Summit League, because that's where I'm going. So.
I would have to say somewhere warm with my dogs. I have 2 of them. And then just quiet, where I don't have to do anything related to school. Like, I don't even have to think about school, so.
Going to California with my friend.
Probably be not somewhere near a beach, but probably somewhere in the mountains, maybe get lost somewhere, go to a cabin with a few friends, something like that. It'd be a great time.
My dream spring break vacation would probably be anywhere with a beach.
Disneyland, and I don't have to have any responsibilities, really.
Probably go around California on a long ride for 10, 15 days and never come back.
Well, Sydney, I'm pretty over the up and down weather we've been having. I'd probably go somewhere more consistent, like Florida, you know, wrestle a few gators, just normal Florida things.
You know, Phil, I know everybody loves to go somewhere warm for spring break, but I think I'd like to find myself in the mountains in Colorado and just search for my next adventure.
You ever been snowboarding or skiing?
I haven't, but that sounds like a lot of fun. I should check it out.
If you find yourself in Colorado, it's a great place to do it, so. Moviegoers in Austin, Texas got to see more than one type of bat during a screening of The Batman this weekend. An actual bat was spotted swooping around inside the theater, putting the movie on pause while management called animal control and tried, unsuccessfully, to get the critter out. Guests were offered their money back, but most chose to stick it out and watch the film, bat and all. That's it for tonight's Coyote News.
Be sure to watch and listen for Coyote News daily updates on our social media pages.
Turn on post notifications to hear the latest on our Twitter and Instagram.
And follow us on our new TikTok page. This is Coyote News. Have a great night.